All right, everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here at Shira David. You got it? Okay, everyone has a place. Baruch Hashem. Okay, so today is the yard site of Rav Tzvi Aryeh Rosenfeld. He was a tremendous person, really. And his accomplishments were, we're just beginning to understand them. We're just beginning to understand how great he was. Yeah, we're just beginning to understand it, and Baruch Hashem, there was a big Sudas mitzvah last night for his memory, and the room was nicely attended. Baruch Hashem. Okay, so today we're going to continue learning Likutey Halachos, Hilchos Kriyas HaTorah, Halacha Vav, and we're middle of letter Hey. Okay, all right, we all found a place already. So Baruch Hashem. All right, so. Again, we always learn for the well-being of our soldiers and our captives and the injured, of course. And my wife sent me a message that last night there was a 12-year-old boy that was killed. From Beitar, yeah. 12-year-old boy killed.
Where?
Right here.
Right by the tunnels.
Yeah.
From what?
The terrorists opened fire and started shooting.
The bus. Last night?
Yeah.
From Beitar. That's around. Meaning must have after we came back.
Yeah, it was about midnight.
Wow.
It was about midnight. Whatever. No, you see, we need a mamash to take it seriously. We need to learn Torah, and Torah is matzah, right? All right. So here we go. So we're learning this this beautiful idea of to understand the why we have certain aliyahs, how many aliyahs we have on different days, right? So we to remember that, we said from the Arizal, you could remember Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, right? And then Shema itself, the word Shema is 3 letters, right? Shema Shin Mem Ayin, right? Shema, and that's 3 aliyahs that you have Mondays and Thursdays and Shabbos by Mincha, right? Yisrael is 5 letters, right? And that you remember on holidays, you read the Torah, you have 5 aliyahs, 5 people could get called up to the Torah on holidays, right? Then you have Shema Yisrael Hashem is 4 letters, right? That's Rosh Chodesh. Rosh Chodesh, you have 4, Chalamoid, you have 4, right? And then you have Elokeinu, which is 6 letters, Elokeinu 6 letters, that's Yom Kippur. You have 6 aliyahs on Yom Kippur. And then Hashem Echad together is 7, right? 7 Hashem Echad, right? That's 7 and that's Shabbos, okay? So now we were discussing, the Gemara wanted to know why there's this number of aliyahs on each time, and now we're up to Rosh Chodesh. So we'll see why is there 4 aliyahs on Rosh Chodesh. Val came be'emes Rosh Chodesh who tikkun hamoedos. Right, so we said that Rosh Chodesh is the tikkun, is how you misakin the holidays. Why? Because Rosh Chodesh determines when the holiday is going to be, right? When it's Rosh Chodesh, the Rosh Chodesh determines when the holiday is going to be. All right? Was maskirin tfilas musaf u'mispalin liskais l'shirei David k'may sharma b'shirei David avdecha. Right? We're speaking about again the song of the future. David HaMelech. We're talking about Mashiach. We're talking about the Beis Hamikdash. Right? We remember these things. This is what it's all about. Ki ikar shir sheniskeh ayidei bechinas David HaMelech shu bechinas Mashiach. The main song, which will come about, is going to be through David Malka Mashiach. Right? We said David HaMelech is David Melech HaMashiach. Right? And through him, you're going to have the real song, the song of the future, where you have the 72 strands on the harp, and that'll be the shir from that we're waiting for. Shu bechinas hashir ki osak kol yoma bezemiros shiros yishbachos. Because David HaMelech, all his life, no matter what he was going on in his life, and believe me, he had a very difficult life. Nobody really has a difficult life like David HaMelech, right? People they complain, they have this problem, that problem. Okay, but go look at David HaMelech. Look at his life. Right? Number one, he knew he was living on borrowed time. right? He knew all the time. He knew right away from when he was born, he was living on borrowed time. He was the black sheep in the family, right? Right? No one wanted to pay any attention to him. They said he wasn't really, and he was red. He's like Asaph, right? Well, all these things, right? And then he has this whole problem with when he has the whole problem with his son, right? Avshalom is chasing after him, wants to kill him. Come on. Today they would have written this guy off, right? Right? He comes from a family like that, and he has all his family problems. His father didn't believe in it, right? All of that stuff, right? Today, right? But David HaMelech, all his life, despite all of that, right? He was always singing to Hashem. No matter what was going on. No matter what was going on in his life, he appreciated every moment that he lived. He appreciated every moment. He knew that Adam Rishon gave him 70 years. Right? Adam Rishon was supposed to live 1,000 years. He gave him 70 years. He lived 930 years. Right? Kihu Ne'im Zemirais Yisrael. David HaMelech is the sweet singer of Klal Yisrael. Ne'im, right? Okay. V'hu bechinas shleimus hamerkava sheshleimusa ayedei ribua taika dahainu arba raglei hakisei. Right, the kisei are covered. The fourth regel in the kisei are covered is David HaMelech. Ki David beregel revi. David HaMelech is on the fourth leg of the kisei are covered. A chair with 3 legs is not too good, right? Hips over, right? So you need the fourth leg. The fourth leg is what's mechazek the chair, right? This is what's mechazek. You need, if you have 1 leg, it's no good. 2 is no good. 3 is no good. 4 makes it into a chair. Shem Rabbi Seinazal. And the whole idea of Rosh Chodesh, so now you understand why we're talking about David HaMelech on Rosh Chodesh. We're talking about the Beis HaMikdash. We're talking about Mashiach, right? That's the theme. That's the theme, right? And the whole idea is about the Mayadim. Right? Come on, Rabbi Seinuzal. Kiddush Levanah. David Melech Yisrael Chai V'Kaya. Right? When we do Kiddush Levanah, right? We say David Melech Yisrael Chai V'Kaya. Oh, there we go. David Melech Yisrael Chai V'Kaya. That's when you Kaddish the Levanah. That's when the holidays are coming about because of Kiddush Levanah, because of the moon. And we remind ourselves there. We even say it's in the Tefillin. We say David Melech Yisrael Chai V'Kaya 3 times. David Ushleima Kaima Sahara be'Ashlumusa. In the days of David and Shlomo, his son, right? David HaMelech he set things up. He set things up for Shlomo HaMelech. In the time of Shlomo HaMelech, everything was perfect. There was world peace. Everyone appreciated the Beis HaMikdash. There was no dispute. Everything was great. There was Shlomo's. Could you imagine that? It's unbelievable. Right, the world actually experienced it. Right, all these countries around all came and they brought sacrifices in the Beis Hamikdash. Shlomo Melech's Beis Hamikdash. It's fascinating. it happened. It's not something that will happen. It's something that happened. It'll happen again, of course. Okay. So ki b'yoymei the David u'Shlomo kaima Sahara b'Shlomusa. The moon was fulfilled. The moon was full. The moon was full, and that's what we're saying. Klal Yisrael is nimshalu to the Levanah, right? We're compared to the Levanah, right? The same way the moon waxes and wanes, right? The moon always is getting smaller. That's our aliyahs and yeridas. But the time of David HaMelech, the moon was full. The moon was full. Unbelievable. Okay. Ki ikka hashir shu bechinas emunas chidush ha'olam shel techilas habriya. The main idea of Kiddush Levanah again. The whole this concept of Kiddush Levanah to realize.
What does that mean? The moon was in its fullness all the time?
No. The moon. No. That means Klal Yisrael was. That's why I gave you the understanding.
Oh, okay.
We were complete. We were complete. We're compared to the moon.
The moon is always full. It's just what we see that changes.
That's right.
The moon is always there, right? He's why he says, right? The moon is always the same. It appears to us differently. That's why we are always complete. Klal Yisrael is always complete. But we have our aliyahs and yeridas, right? The neshama is always complete. Shayadei zeh niske lechidush ha'olam shel asid. And through that, you get to when you can believe in this idea, this concept of Kiddush Levanah, that the world is always changing, and Hashem is running it. It's all run by Hashem. The idea of knowing Hashem in the world. That's the most amazing thing. That's what's going to be when Mashiach comes. We'll have the idea, we'll know it's all Me'ez Hashem. It's not because of this government agency or that, and this president or that guy. It's all Me'ez Hashem. Hashem is running everything. Everyone down here are just puppets for Hashem. Everyone. I don't care how powerful the guy is. I don't care what they say, how powerful he is. He's only powerful because Hashem makes him powerful. It's not on him. When we understand that, the more we understand it, that's we're living in the time of the future, of Mashiach. Ad Ikarei Niska Ayadei David Shu Mashiach. The main way that this will happen is through the Mashiach coming to the world. So again, we remind ourselves of Mashiach when it comes to Rosh Chodesh, and we even say in the Kiddush HaChodesh, right? When we're doing Kiddush Levanah, right? We're doing the Kiddush Levanah. We say David Melech Yisrael Chai V'Kaya. Shu Tikkun Olam B'Yamav. That's the day, the Tikkun of the world. Okay. V'hu Asid Lavai U'Lesakin Olam Ad Sheyizke L'Shir Hazeh B'Shleimus Kamei Shamar B'Sein Zal Li Noah Levorech Zeh Yia Kol Hakibol Schar Shel HaTzadikim V'Kesherim. Right, that'll be there. Will be makabel the schar from the tzaddikim, unbelievable, and the kesherim. Those that can hear the song, that we could listen to the song of David HaMelech right now. We could listen to the song. If we understand Kiddush Olam.
Is there a particular song we're talking about? One of the Psalms?
No, it's all the Psalms.
All the Psalms.
All the songs. All the songs. The song is of the future of Hashem running the world. That's the song. It's really all Hashem. Hakol me'ez Hashem. It's all from Hashem. The more we know that, the more we're living in the future. We're living in the times of Mashiach. The more we could live, if we live that way now, we're tapping into that, and it's awesome to be able to do that. What?
No, I'm reading ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. David hu bechinas Rosh Chodesh. David is an aspect of Rosh Chodesh. Shehu tikkun hamoedos. David HaMelech is the tikkun, is the Rosh Chodesh. Because again, David HaMelech in his life, he always had his aliyahs and yeridas, right? David HaMelech shows us that, right? All through his life, David HaMelech's up and down, up and down, up and down, and you see it in Tefillin, right? As he's writing it, right? You see sometimes he's very upbeat, sometimes it's more somber, right? But that's David HaMelech. Shu bechinas chidusei susei the Sahara. That's the idea of the chiddush, the what do you call it? The renewness of the moon, and that's David HaMelech always renewing himself. He understands, and we understand every time we have a yerida, the whole point of the yerida is only for the aliyah. The point is not to go down. We only go down in order to go up higher. And it's an amazing thing to always remember that. Va'oz v'eis chidusei the Sahara kol noisei hakisei. Right? At the time of the chiddush of the what do you call it, of the newness of the moon, misnaknim shir chodesh kemeviyim ha'oren lebeis shemesh v'hu shir sheshoru porois b'shorim ad kishenosru ha'oren lebeis shemesh. Right, there was the whole story. Right, the whole story when the Oren came back with Beis Shemesh. Right, Yossi, you want to tell us the story? Yossi, you probably know that, right? You tell that story all the time.
From the
Plishtim, right?
Yeah, and it was heavy. It was heavy,
And then there were cows, right? The porous, right?
They go on, that we're supposed to be carrying it, and I didn't know anyone that tried to get close to. Oh, they were returning it also because of the fact that it was giving them some sort of bowel condition.
They couldn't handle it, right? They was giving up to it.
Yeah.
They wanted it, but they couldn't deal with it. Shu mizmor shir Hashem right? Shir Chodesh Ki Neflois Asa. The wonders of Hashem. It's all about the wonders of Hashem. And they took the Aron, but they brought the Aron back because they couldn't even deal with it. Shekol Zeh Mevaya Ben Razim Nefloim B'Seif HaMaisa Shalabonim Shenechlefu. And this is touching on in the story of the exchanged children. Right, the exchange children. We studied about the exchange children. Remember, we studied about the story, right? The whole idea that there was a king and a queen, and they had and the queen was pregnant. Remember the story, right? The queen was pregnant, and at the same time in the house there was one of the maids was also pregnant, and then the what do you call it? The lady that helps them give birth. What do you call her?
Midwife.
The midwife. The midwife thought it was going to be cute when they both were born at the same time, and thought it would be cute if they would switch the children. Yeah. Remember the story? Remember, right? They would switch the children.
I'm not sure I'm getting the essence of this part that you're reading.
We're going to get to it. We're going to discuss it now. Don't worry. We're going to get to it.
Okay.
We're going to get to it. That the children were exchanged, and that's really our problem, right? We were the ones that were exchanged. We are supposed to be the Am HaNivchar, right? We are the ones that are chosen by HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but the other side takes over, and they are now the ones ruling things. But really, we're supposed to be the ones ruling things, right?
Who's that maid? Who's the maid to blame?
That's we learned what we learned about that. That's the room of the exchange, right? We learned about that. Remember, we have this place. The things get exchanged.
What was her name?
I don't know. It doesn't give us the name. Ayin sham v'haven zeh shehetiv. V'haven. V'zeh hashir hu ba'atzma yashir kodesh v'anay reshu shir poshet kafel meshulish meruba b'shvil zeh koyrim b'Torah. Therefore, we read in the Torah. Because again, the whole Torah, we said again, is the main thing is the Tagim, is the song of the Torah. The main thing is the song of the Torah, right? Everything's important. I'm not going to say that you could just sing the song without the words. You need the Torah has to be kosher, and you have to be able to read the words properly. But the song is the highest part of the Kriyas HaTorah. Remember, right? We learned that, right? The song. That's lesson 8. That's what we're based on. Sheshir, hu bechina shiru lashem shir chodesh ki neflois asa. Right? It's sing to HaKadosh Baruch Hu because it's all the wonders of that HaKadosh Baruch Hu did. Ki rosh chodesh hu chidusei de Sahara. That's the hischachus of the Levanah. Hu bechinas Kiddush Olam, and that's the whole idea of Kiddush Olam. Right? The same way the moon renews itself, it waxes and wanes. Right? The same way the moon renews itself. And that's the way that we understand that there's always Kiddush Olam. The world is always renewing itself. The world is always renewing itself. It's never the same as it was the day before. It's never the same as it was the hour before, as the moment before. Kiddush Levanah, Omer Techadesh Ateres Teferes Lamus Eivoten Shem Asidin L'Schadesh K'Maisa. Look at that, right? Everything, the same way the Levanah renews itself, everything is going to renew itself. Everything is constantly renewing itself. That's our example. That's our example of Kiddush Olam is the Levanah. And that's why it's such an important thing, right? Kiddush Levanah is such an important mitzvah. It's such an important mitzvah. Rav Nassan's going to talk about Kiddush Levanah now, and the next thing, it's fascinating what he talks about now. We're going to get to that now. Okay, mitzvah's Kiddush Levanah, Yoker mi'oid ma'oid. The mitzvah of Kiddush Levanah, when you go outside and you see the moon and you say the beautiful tefillah, that's very, very, very special. Right? We quote that, it's quoted in the Kiddush Levanah, we say, right? If not for the Klal Yisrael, would be able to be mekabel pnei avim shebashamayim, to accept Hashem, see Hashem. To see Hashem once a month. To see Hashem once a month. It would be, it's okay. Right? So notice when you go, because you're looking at the Kiddush Olam. When you see the moon, right? When you do Kiddush Levanah, you can only do it till the 15th, right? You can't go past that. Because then the moon goes back, the cycle recycles. Right? You're supposed to do it from the 7th to the 15th. right? That's Kiddush Levanah, right? Well, Pierre Rizal, you shouldn't do Kiddush Levanah before the 7th. What?
Many people think it's 3 days.
No, you can't. No. So if you're living in a place, where it's very cloudy in the wintertime and you don't have clear. If you're not sure that you'll have it later, and you see it within after 3 days, then you can do Kiddush Levanah. But it's preferable if you can wait till 7. Okay. Okay, now here, let's see now. Now he's going to discuss this idea of Kiddush Levanah. This is amazing. You'll see. Kiddush Levanah hu kishe'ein anonim mechasim. The main Kiddush Levanah is when the clouds are not covering the moon, right? If you have a lot of clouds covering the moon, you can't see the moon, you can't do Kiddush Levanah, right? Oisa milaroisa. If the clouds are covering, you can't see the moon. So then, what do you have? You can't do Kiddush Levanah. You have to be able to see the moon. Right, you have to be able to see it. Like we keep learning about the idea the daven a tefillah bedin. What's a tefillah bedin? You push yourself to understand that you're talking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That you're talking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and even if it's hard to do, but you make sure you understand that I'm talking to the Rebbeinu Shalom through all my problems. And that's what al yedei zeh anonim, right? Through that you have the clouds. The clouds is the same idea of the problems that stay in my way, that are getting in my way. Things are cloudy. I don't have clarity in my life. You ever they say things are cloudy, right? The foggy, cloudy, right? People say that in their life. I don't have clarity. What? What?
What's No, what was that?
What's that?
Beseder and no beseder, it seems like that applies here.
Say
right. Wait.
Keseder, it's like Keseder, right?
Keseder and no keseder. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's something. So that was talking about that
in your personal life.
In your life, right? But here he was saying that sometimes there's a lot of clouds clouding the situation, right? The column bechinas machisi ka'av pashecha, right? Machisi ka'av pashecha. The clouds are like the sins that are covering things up, right? The clouds are like the sins, right? The person has sins, he doesn't have clarity. The sins stand in the way, right? They say when the person does a sin, he puts up a wall. He puts up a wall between him and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, right? Okay, Kamaisha Kosav Ayin Sham, okay. Obeshvil ze habe medaktikim yoise midai sheloi lekadsha ad sheyavru hanan legamri. Some people say, wait a second. So if you have the clouds, so maybe I have to have no clouds to do Kiddush Levanah. Right? Maybe there should be no clouds. Maybe it has to be a very clear night. No clouds.
This is a very emotional thing for me.
I know your story, right? Aval heim toyim bazeh kasher shamu mikama tzadikim u'me'ad mezal. They're making a very big mistake, as Rabbi Nachman told Rab Nassan also. That you can see them as long as you can see the moon, even if there's a cloud in front of it, but you can see it. The moon is bright, that you can still see it. That's fine. As long as if the cloud's covering it totally and you can't see the moon, that's no good. But if you could see the moon, you want to say something, Yossi?
No, I'm thinking of that. Yeah, people are very strict on that, and I've seen entire quorums of men disperse over this issue, and you got to hope that I'll remember when I get home. I'll do it myself. There'll be another time that I'll say it. He's saying, hey.
No.
You get a little bit of light like
Look
that.
what he says here. Befrat be'esh zman dochuk shesamach l'seif chatzi hachodesh befrat b'chorev. Right, especially when the time is getting you're getting towards the end of the Chai, you're getting towards the 15th. Right, you can't say it, and it's the winter time. There's clouds and it's snowing and all the things that are going on. There's a lot of precipitation when it comes to the winter time. Right? Shebevadai ushtus godol litchois mitzvah neira kazois b'shvil docha kal shalei niske b'gemara klal. The Gemara doesn't talk about this at all.
Can I rely on other people saying it, or do I have to see it?
No, you have to see it.
I'm very lazy in my pergola when I see, like, when I daven with the minyan, that they're outside the pergola. I sometimes can't see, well, they see it, so I'll just rely on them seeing it.
You're supposed to listen. If you
That's a Kiddush.
well, can't you walk out? Can't you walk
I don't
out?
think that's what
No,
you're
can't,
I'm
can't
just lazy.
you?
I
No,
can't
can't
walk
you?
out.
Could walk out.
Super lazy.
Oh, okay. But this is such a but this is such a precious mitzvah. So
Once a
what?
month you get to be with Hashem this way.
Yeah. So I try to see the moon.
Okay.
No more.
What?
That's it.
Try. Maybe you can go to the edge of the pergola and see it.
Yeah, sometimes I think,
Oh, yeah, it's right there. Oh, yeah.
good enough.
No, but this is the point here. So the point is that as long as you can see the moon, right? Even if there's some clouds out there, it's okay. It's all right. The Gemara doesn't talk anything about this. It's beautiful how he explains this, right? That they're trying to push because they're being doichik the mitzvah. They're pushing off the mitzvah kal because there's some clouds. It says you have to see the moon and it's new moon. That's all you have to do. It doesn't say that you have to see it so clear. You have to just see the moon. Some reference to the moon. You have to see something. Mivarach, he can make the bracha, right? That's what the halacha is. Right, you're smiling, I see.
No, I'm just thinking of Rav Nachman
Yeah.
in the Ukraine.
Yeah.
Surrounded by all these litvaks. And I could just see these guys. No, it's not there. I could see them really like living for this moment.
Yeah.
No, it's not there. The clouds are there. He's sitting there and he's watching them.
But what are they basing
And
it on? But he's saying it's the whole thing's a shtus.
So like here,
No one said that there can't be any clouds. That's what he's trying to define for
So I
us.
could just see him trying to come along to them and say, no, guys, it's not like that. Like
So show me where he would say to him, okay, so where do you see that?
say the clouds, it's the sins, and we're not so holy. But don't worry, really, the hey, get this guy. Are you kidding me? Like. I could just.
Shemovim tekiv kisheroyin oisan tzrichin levarich. Right? The Gemara in Yerushalmi and Brachas. The Gemara says in the Yerushalmi on Peites, right on the second side, right? Shemuvan shetekiv kisheroyin oisan tzrichin levarich. As soon as you see the moon, say the bracha. Don't let it go. Don't let the mitzvah slip away.
So
It's
even
very
if it-
precious.
Even if it goes away after you say that bracha, it's okay?
That's why as long as you saw the moon. You have to
Even
see
if
the
it's
moon.
through cloud, even if it's like,
As long as you can know that that's the moon. If it's covered, you can't see it at all. Then there's no game.
no, but if it's covered, but you can see, it's like a transparent cloud.
That would work. That would work. As long as you know that that's the moon.
Yeah.
As long as you know that that's the moon. Rak shebepaiskim mevaya keshehi mechusa ba'anonim lo yivarchenu. Right? The paiskim say if it's covered with clouds and you can't see it all together, so of course you can't make the bracha, right? V'hu dava emes umuvim bevadai aval tekiv kisheroyin say afilu kishananim sevivahi. Even the clouds are around it. And even the clouds a little bit on the moon, but you can see the moon. You could still see the moon. You know it's the moon, right? What? Look what he says. Vehi nearest mitoichanan kolosh. It's a very faint cloud, right? It's not a thick cloud. You can't see it. There's something covering it, but I know that that's the moon, right? I know that that's the moon. You have an obligation to make the Kiddush Levanah right then and there. Don't wait. Don't wait. Befeirisham, be'im yesh alea anan kolosh, be'eich nucha lahachmir befrat kishazman dochuk litchais mitzvah kazois b'shvil dichuk kal. So you want it, this is a great mitzvah, and now you're going to tell me because you have there's a little cloud, but I really could see the moon, but I really want it to be perfect. I want it to be perfect, right? We're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Right? Nobody's perfect. That's what we have to remember. Right? We're not perfect. People think when everything is just right, then I'll be able to learn Torah. If I have the right thing, the right conditions, and the right thing, and I have so much money in my account, and I have just everything, then I can learn. That doesn't work like that.
It's the other way around. That's exchange thought.
Yeah. Is we have to just be able to move on as long as and recognize that it's such an important. Ve'emes zeh atos leloi nimshach machmas goydel chavivus hamitzvah sheyikara meyoid eitzel Yisrael. Right. So again, anytime there's something special, right? We always talk about this, right? Anytime there's something special, like saying karbonis, is something special, very quick, right? The Pita Makatoris, when we say Ein Kilakena, it's a very special part of the davening. Oh, very quick, right? You have to say very, very fast, right? Mitzvah, any mitzvah that's special, that you see people are acting funny around it. No, it's a very special mitzvah, right? That's the general klal. That's the general klal.
What's the basis? What's the basis? So many people, something like yours says, people just walk away. And it's just like string of cloud over it. No, this is no good.
Because they don't want it. They don't understand how beautiful the mitzvah is. The same way people enjoy not saying tachlin. They don't understand what it is. It's the same thing, right? It's the same idea. You don't know what it is. They don't know it's a special mitzvah. So we're learning. It's a very special mitzvah. It's a very chavav mitzvah, right? And we said that even if once a month, you can meet with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so to say, like that. It's a very special mitzvah. You say David Melech Yisrael Chai V'Kayim. Okay, the Migoy the Chavivas HaMitzvah Ekel Yisrael. Shamar Baiseinu Zal, right in Sanhedrin, V'hi Meramezes Al Chidush Oilam She Yisrael Asidin L'Schadesh K'Maisa. That we are going to be renewed the same way the moon is going to be renewed. We are going to be renewed if Mitzvah Hashem in the future when Mashiach is going to come. And that's why we're making the reference to David Melech Yisrael Chai V'Kayim while we say Kiddush Levanah. Ba'al Kain, Hakol Chafetzim Shei Zocha Legamri. We're all waiting that we should merit this completely. We want to be able to do this. Oh, Mitzvah Hashem. Aval Loi Kivnu Yofa Bazeh Kihem Sheichachim Sha'anu Ata Bazeh Oilam Hashafel V'Achoshech Befrat Ata B'Doris Halolo Ba'Aklis Hayamim Hoila Sha'Golos Befrat Golos HaNefesh Misgaber Mispashet Mi'oid B'Bechlal U'Befrat Al-Kol Echad V'Echad. But these people, they don't realize that we're at the end of time, and every mitzvah we do is very precious. Every mitzvah we do is very, very precious right now. Because we're so distant from Kabbalah Satara. It's so far. We're so far away. We're so far away from the Beis Hamikdash. We're so far away from all that. And we have the Yeridas Hadayra. So anything we do, any mitzvah we do, has so much power to it. There's so much power in any mitzvah we do today because we're so disconnected. When we try to connect ourselves to Hashem, Hashem appreciates that. We don't realize that. We don't realize how valuable every mitzvah we do is. Don't discount it. Don't discount the mitzvahs you do today. They're very, very powerful. Anytime you do a mitzvah. V'alkein ata kol ha'ma'oros eina me'irin kiroyu. All the lights are not lit up the way they're supposed to because of the severity of the golas.
Is that true? I mean, is there? Do you think that the moon is less bright or clear today?
The light. No. The light of Hashem is hidden. Hashem has Hester Panim in the world. There's a Hester Panim in the world now. You don't think that?
That there wasn't then.
It's greater now.
What's a Hester Panim?
Hashem hides himself. He's really hiding himself pretty good today. Right? He lets all these other guys make so much noise around the world, right? But once in a while, he gives us a little glimpse, right? We get that little glimpse, right? But it's not as bright. But we have to understand that's why Kiddush HaChodesh is such an important Kiddush Levanah, and Kiddush HaChodesh is such an important thing. Rosh Chodesh is so important because it's our hope for the future. It's our hope for the future. The same way the moon is renewing itself, we're going to be renewed. Right? You get it? It's unbelievable. Look, Yossi, the day that the Beis Hamikdash was destroyed, right? The sun wasn't as powerful, which means Hashem's light in the world wasn't as powerful. And the moon wasn't as powerful because, again, Hashem at night is hidden. He's more hidden. He's more concealed. Even a little light that shines from us, from Hashem. A little light. And we keep saying that the light that you see, sunlight, when it's sunny outside, you're seeing Hashem's light. That's Hashem's light. Yes, it's the sunlight, but who gives the sun the power to shine? It's Hashem. Right? So now at night, when it's very dark, and there's a little light coming from the moon, there's that little bit of light. Grab it. Grab the light. Grab that light. It's so dark. It's so dismal. But there's a little light. That's what Hanukkah is about. Right? That's what the whole name of Hanukkah is, right? It's in the deepest part of the winter. Right? There's a little light. The little lights, the lights are still burning. Remember, the light is still burning. Im nirtza chas v'sholom, right? Lahamtin ad shenuchel lekayim a mitzvah b'mehirus b'zakus v'tzachus. You want to have a polished, nice, grand, beautiful mitzvah. You want the mitzvah to be just right. It's got to be just right. No clouds at all. The moon has to be so bright. The sky has to be so clear. It's not going to happen. V'tzachus godlo karoyu. Kvar bitla kol haTorah mitzvahs chas v'sholom. The person will leave the whole Torah. My conditions have to be just like this. I need just like that. I need like this. Right? I can't learn if it's like this. I can't. No, you're not going to wind up doing anything. You're not going to wind up doing anything. And this is really a Kiddush of Rab Nosson and Rabbi Nachman, that are telling you, you think that, you're talking about a Hasidic Rebbe, he's going to tell you after everything the strongest way, do everything the best way. It has to be the best of the best. Yeah, the best that you can do. But make sure you do the mitzvah. Don't let the mitzvah go away. That's what they were talking about Rabbi Rosenfeld yesterday. Right? What were they talking about him? He was telling you, do your mitzvah, do mitzvahs. Just do mitzvahs. Do mitzvahs. Don't worry about it. If it's not exactly right, do the best that you can. And that's what we're learning here. We can't fulfill any mitzvah b'shleimus. How do you like that? Isn't this great? Look what he says, right? Ein biyadenu lekayim shum mitzvah b'shleimus ata b'chol hadiktukim v'apratim. If you're going to want to do a mitzvah today with all of the stringencies possible on a mitzvah, you're not going to get anything done. You're not going to get anything done. B'frat b'zakus v'tzakus hamachshava she ikar. Right? If you're going to say, well, I have to have the perfect clear machshava. My mind has to be perfectly clear. And then when I have a perfectly clear mind, because everything is just right. My family is exactly the way I want it. My business is running exactly the way I want it to run. My home is exactly the way I want it. Everything is exactly right. Then I'll be able to serve Hashem. Guess what? It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen.
Even in the Breslov Efrat, it says when thoughts come into your mind, that's a good thing, because it fools the Sitra Achra and allows you to continue.
But if you continue.
If you
continue. Right. Aval afal pichein anu tzrichim lekayim kol mitzvahs kefi ma shenuchel v'rak bazeh. Right, we have to do mitzvahs what we can do, the best way we can do it. This is such a chizuk. It's amazing, right? It's upon us to do mitzvahs today the way we can do them, whatever we can do. And do the best you can. Of course, you do the best that you can with doing your mitzvah. And always remember, like we learned the other day in Kitzur, when you're putting on your tefillin. No, hey, I'm doing this mitzvah because Hashem commanded me to do the mitzvah. That's it. Anytime you're doing a mitzvah, no, I'm doing the mitzvah because Hashem commanded me to do it. It's beautiful, right? No, Hashem commanded. That's it. I'm doing Hashem's will. What am I accomplishing with this? I have no idea. Right? I have no idea, but I'm going to do what I can do. That gives us back our life. that gives us back our soul. Befrat kefi ma sheyadeya kol echad meriris nafshay v'nigoy v'levavay. We know all the things that are bothering us. We know all of our bitterness that's in us. We know it. V'alkein bevadai chalila lanu leminoya memitzvahs birchas levana b'shvil diktukim. And then who are we to say, I need the levana to be exactly the way I want it to be, and then and not fulfill the mitzvah? Rak lekayim kimay shamber v'seinazal b'gemara v'paiskim kimavaya shechayavim lekacha. We have an obligation to be mekadesh the chodesh and the levana. Afilu kishrei noisei mitoich anan kolosh. Even if you see the moon in a with a faint cloud over it, it doesn't matter. You have to be mekadesh the chodesh, the levana. Ayin heite b'divrei ha'admazal, as Rabbi Nachman writes, bekama mekoymos. Right, he has it in Likutey Moran in Reish Pei Beis. Right, this is a very big. That's the famous Torah Reish Pei Beis. Right, you have to find the Nekudas Tavis. Right, over ma she'azarnu Hashem Yisbarach levorah lechadesh bohem mevoyim uven heitev she'ata kol kiyumenu v'chiyuseinu hu rak al yedei Nekudas Tavis. Today we only live based on little points, our good points. We have to always grab onto the good points. Find the good in everything. Find the good in yourself. Find the good in others. Find the good. We can grab within the cloud, within the darkness. How special every Jew really is. But the Jew has to believe in themselves. We have to believe in ourselves. And we have to believe that even though we have so many problems, but we still conjure up the courage to be able to do the mitzvah. That's amazing. That we do a mitzvah, that's amazing. And that's a good point. Especially the small ones. Well, people think that they're small. They're very weak, the weak ones of Klal Yisrael. Everyone knows themselves, like Chazal say, Yadei Inish Benafshe, right? We know, everyone knows themselves. If I'm going to want to be medaktek, and I'm going to take on more stringencies, right? You'll wind up falling. So just do your mitzvahs the way you can do them. And you do and just know that every mitzvah you do is special. And know that every mitzvah you do is bringing tremendous nachas to Hashem. Hashem is amazed. He's so joyful every time we can do a mitzvah down here. Don't think it's a small thing. It's a big thing. Every time we do a mitzvah. We speak about this a lot, and we're going to speak more about it in Hashem. But this is such a chiddush, right? It's a real big chiddush that you would think that the Rebbe would tell you, you have to do everything. You have to be very, very medactic. You have to be very, very medactic. That's the Yetzer Hara. That's the Satan. He's saying you have to be very, very medactic, because then you won't wind up doing it. If I can't do it perfectly, I'm a perfectionist, right? The people say, it has to be perfect. Perfectionist.
All or nothing.
What? You wind up with nothing. You wind up with nothing.
Really a classic with Nachman Torah. It was really the opposite of what you would think exactly. Everything should be done perfect. You understood the chashivos of every motion and every kavanah and the nachas that it gives Hashem, and you're emulating Hashem in those ways. And if you knew the way that my grandfather did it, you wouldn't believe. And so that to go ahead and to be on top of everything and to go ahead and to kill yourself that way. And here he uses this mitzvah to say, no, the dafka.
Even there's an anan kolish.
That's the way it's the anan that's there. This represents our sins.
That's right.
It represents a lower level of the generations that came about since the destruction of the base of English. It's supposed to be there. It's there to cover things up, and it's there to go ahead.
And you have to reveal the light.
And by you going ahead and saying, no, it's there, it needs to be clear, you're going against the way that it's supposed to be, and that's actually Yetzer Hara.
Exactly. It's fascinating. It's fascinating, right?
All from, not even Kiddush Levanah, from the 3, 4,
Four is David HaMelech, right? David HaMelech, the Shiel Asid, right? All right, let's learn something in Kiddush Levanah now. Okay, we're in Kiddush Levanah. We're in Siman Yud, which is 10, Hilchas Tefillin, and today we're up to Yud Beis. Here we go. Iter Gomer. If someone is a lefty, complete lefty, right? Afilu nase ita machmas shehirgul atzmai as atzmai ken. And even if he's a lefty because he was doing things with his left hand, so he became lefty because he kept, right? Is that right? He kept doing things with his left hand, so he made himself a lefty. Mikol mokayim yaniach beyamin shel kol adam shehi smailai. So he has to put his tefillin on his right arm, which is for him his left arm, because again his left arm is the stronger one, and the right arm is the weaker arm. So you always put it on the weaker arm.
Usually the other way around. In the old days, a person was a lefty, they forced him to be a righty.
No, but I know. No. But no, he's saying he's giving you an example. He's going to go over 1 second. V'im oiseh kol melacha biyamin. Well, let's say you do all your work, you whatever, the person's a craftsman or whatever, and he does work, and he's dominating his right hand, right? Biyamin, right? Rak shekoise bismal.
That's Yossi.
Wait, that's right. But he writes with the left.
I have this issue right now with my son.
Wait, we're going to talk about it. Wait 1 second. Hold on. I behipach, or the other way around. Right, or the guy, like you said, the guy was a lefty and he tried to be a righty, right? The other way around, it works both ways.
It's forced to be a righty.
Right, so it's both ways. He says it makes no difference. It makes no behipa, I behipach, or the other way around, right? Hayad shekoise bahi chashiva yamin. The right that the hand that you write with, right, is the right hand. V'yanuach tefillin biyad hashniya. Whatever hand you write on, that's the one that's the yamin. Right? Whether it could be the left or the right, doesn't matter. And then you put your tefillin on the other arm. Right? You put your tefillin on the other arm. What happens to the guys in the ambidextrous? Right? He could do both. He could write and do everything with his right or his left. It makes no difference to him. Right? Maniach b'small shall call adam, then put it on the left where the average people do. Majority of the people put their tefillin on the left arm, so you should do it over there. But let's say the guy was not born to be a lefty at all. He wasn't a lefty. All right, look at this. But he caused himself he started to write with his left, but he could also write with his right hand. Right? He's writing with his left hand. But he does all of his work with his right hand. So in other words, he decides here. This is an interesting case. The guy can write with both hands, but he prefers to write with his left hand. Right? So what does he do? Could you write with your right hand? You can't. Oh, so you're the classic, but this guy can't. He can, but he chooses to write with his left hand. Right? But he does it with his right hand. He does all of his other chores. Everything he does, he dominates his right hand. Then he should put it on the left. He should wear it on the left like everyone else. Because really, he wasn't born. The other guy, the first one, was born as a lefty, or he made himself be a lefty, and he does everything with his left. Right? But yes, you have the thing that you write with your left hand, and you can't write with your right hand. Right? So then that's a classic example. That's fine. Right? And what they tell you to do?
To put my tefillin on my left hand.
There you go.
Is it easy for you to do it?
Yeah, to put the tefillin on.
Doesn't feel backwards?
My son also, same thing. He getting his tefillin now. He's a lefty, writer, but he all the same things as me. He could throw, and when he goes to pick up a bag, what's his stronger hand? It's the right hand.
Right hand, okay.
And so that's like he's going to be getting tefillin as if he's a right, which is on the left.
Amazing.
So
Okay.
again, what's the hand that's writing? So we put always on the opposite.
On the opposite, yeah.
The writing is the determining.
The writing is determining, yeah.
So if you write with your nose, you're in trouble.
The right hand is just in general seen as like a more chashuv hand.
Yeah, the right.
My
Chazal
grandfather
talking.
was always
Your right leg. Always when you take the right foot first.
Yeah.
And you always always the right. You put on your jacket. You put on your right arm first. Put on your shirt. Huh?
Brachot, like things to hold in.
Hold in your right hand. Yeah, when you make kiddush, you hold it in the right hand.
Right.
Right, you hold the becher in the right hand. Right, you hold your cup, your kiddush cup in the right hand, because that's
Fruits or whatever.
Right
Food.
hand.
Yeah. We're making any brachas, right?
Question for
What?
the bathroom also, you're supposed to use your left hand to wipe. But
Right.
he's saying, what if you're
Then it's the other way
it's
around.
the other way?
Then it's the other way around. The same thing. Always works like that. But for a lefty, his right hand is his left. For a lefty, his right hand is his left. Okay, we got it? Everyone have a wonderful day. And just remember, do mitzvahs and don't be so, you don't have to be so medactic. Just make sure you do mitzvahs and do them besimcha. Okay, everyone, kol tuv, everybody.